and gentlemen, I'm almost positive that it's episode 97 of the Sons of Serizawa podcast. I've been proven wrong before, but, you know, that's life. So, joining me, David Joshua Hernandez, Gorazard, he's here. He's in the flesh, in the digital flesh.
I had no idea that we were recording, so I have nothing prepared.
You ever have anything prepared? Like, what? Fucking talking shit, as always. That's what you prepare, shit. Dylan McCandless, Super DM 64. Hello, sir.
I definitely don't have anything prepared.
The trends continue. Andres Perez, a.k.a. Kaiju Noir, the setter of trends.
Hello, people of the internet, and yes, I am the setter of trends, even if no one follows them.
Yeah, but the trends that you start, man, solid, even if nobody ever follows them, but they still somehow qualify as trends. That's the magic of Andres Perez, a.k.a. Kaiju Noir.
Except a certain fucking tag video that a certain Mexican made.
He didn't start that trend, though.
Yeah. Blame monstrosities. Your friend.
Yeah,
I still blame you, Andres.
Yeah, David, that's what you get for fucking having friends. That's your fucking mistake.
You can tell that Andres didn't start that trend because people actually did follow it. Even I did it, and I never follow Andres' trends.
So yeah, David, you know who the real setter of trends that no one follows is? You. Bomb.
I never start trends.
I feel like David's just gonna go walking through graveyards at night while it's raining now. Just like poo doo doo, like just depressing music will play. That's your life now.
I first of all, I have a phobia of graveyards, so you would not catch me near one.
Oh my god, what's that phobia called? What's the technical term for that? I'm gonna look it up. That's
Wait, that's a real thing.
Without a doubt, graveyard phobia.
Dude, there's like
that should
people
be a fucking
necrophobia?
No, that's like fucking corpses or the fear of fucking.
No, that's necrophilia.
Quimetrophobia, from Greek quimetro, meaning burial place, is the fear of cemeteries, and it is a common phobia.
Queer metro.
Did you guys know that cemeteries are where dead bodies are buried?
What?
What?
I know, I just read that. It blew my mind.
Nani?
David, what do you do when a person dies? Do you just not go to the fucking burial? Do you just you're like, I can't go there, man?
Well, somebody would have to take a computer with them to the grave site, and I'll just Skype them. They never respect that way.
While he's pirating their life story. It's like, hey!
At the same time, yeah.
Get me an Ethernet connection. Faster downloads, man. It's worth it. Well, Ethernet cable or not, we are going to be doing some commentaries tonight. Something that we promised, and I think it's going to be a blast. It's something that has kind of been long overdue.
For once, it's not Bill's bullshit cryptozoology videos.
You act like they're just mine. You fucking grew up with that shit too, you fucking hack piece of shit.
Oh yeah, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh, Bigfoot. We're gonna be doing something.
This is a hostile work environment.
That very hostile. It's about as hostile as
only because of you, David.
It's about as hostile as Japan in 1966, when many giant monsters appeared, and there was one being of light there to murder them. We're going to be talking about Ultraman tonight. We're going to be doing commentaries on an episode from 1966 where one of the most popular villains in the series. Did you find the introductory episode, or are we doing the second appearance of said villain?
We're doing the first introduction episode.
Okay, so we'll talk
episode 8.
Oh, that'll reveal who it is to people who know. Well,
okay.
it doesn't really matter. They have to get it up anyway. It was stupid for me to try and make it a surprise. It's Corn on the Monster, Red King.
Yes. Those of you who are only familiar with Red King because of his brief cameo in Godzilla vs. Gigan will now get to see his true appearance.
Wait, what?
The corn on the cob. You will now get to see.
He thought it was a gun.
He must have thought it was a kaiju.
So yeah, we're gonna do a commentary on that. First, we're gonna do 2 episodes tonight. So that's episode 8 of the 66 show, and then we're gonna be doing a special episode of Ultraman Tiga. What was the number on that, Andres?
Episode 49.
Where he meets up with Hayata and is like, "Bro, what? We're both Ultramen? Like, how can both of us be Ultraman? Like, doesn't that make one of us less Ultra than the other? Like, are we both equally Ultra, or are Ultraman created equal?" A lot of
Well, if
there's a lot of
you're
questions.
Ultra,
There's a lot of questions of prejudice in these Ultraman shows. You know.
It must be really hard for Ultramen to tell each other apart when they're on like their home planet. They all have the same first name. It's all Ultraman blank.
So there's
How
no
do you?
there's no
How do
Ultra
you
women.
think? No, there's definitely Ultra women.
Oh, great. All right. I
But
just want to make sure.
what's that?
I just want to make sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have somebody to bang if I ever become an Ultraman.
Yeah, one of the Ultra
In
women
case
is like
one,
the only one who has,
ever
like,
has a car
However,
accident
but
with
oddly
me in
enough,
space.
even though there are female Ultramen, there has never been an official Ultra Woman character, or at least there's never been an official character
there's
named
female
Ultra
Ultramen,
Woman.
But we've seen like Ultramen with tits. That's what you're telling me.
Yes.
At
Yes.
least the one Ultraman, the one Ultra woman from like 80 had like a name. She wasn't just like Ultra titties, like she
Right.
like,
her name was Yulian, and I'll get an image
She
right
wasn't
now.
like Ultraman lady, and it's like, wait a minute, it's like Mrs. Pac-Man. It's like, come on, guys, what is that?
no,
and Devilman Lady.
it's like when Videl became the Great Saiya woman, but they didn't call her Great Saiya woman. They
No,
called
they
her Great
were-
Saiya Man 2.
Yeah, they were great Saiyaman 1 and 2.
Yeah, I just sent you guys an image of Yulian.
Oh, I definitely want to see those Ultra titties.
There was a female host in
Oh,
Ultraman Ace.
fuck,
She
man.
shared it
That
with the
mohawk,
brother.
Jesus! How can you not just like bend at the knees for that mohawk?
Oh, and here's Yulian next to a live-action version of the Hanna-Barbera movie Ultraman USA
I feel
with
like she's-
Ultraman Beth or Ultra Woman Beth.
I feel like this is the
Patreon.
Ultra. I feel like this is the Ultraman equivalent of like one of those Grace Jones looking chicks from Black Panther.
Yeah, totally. Walking around with spears, telling people not to freeze, but they end up freezing anyway. Much to humor. So yeah, we're gonna be doing commentaries on Ultraman. That's all we're gonna be doing tonight. So it might be a little bit of a shorter episode, but we ended up getting on mad late tonight, so that'll probably be fine. And it's daylight savings time for some of us. Some of us live in a country where they're better than that shit.
So wait, so daylight savings time is now happening in the West right now?
It happened like
Yeah.
last night.
Yeah, we set
Okay,
the clocks
so-
back or forward or whatever the fuck we do.
We set 'em
Okay,
forward.
so what time is
forward.
it right? What time is it right now in New York?
12:20 a.m.
Okay, 12:20 a.m. So now I just have to imagine because right now it's 1:20 p.m. So now I can just imagine
It's a 13-hour time difference.
13 hours instead of 14 hours.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, right on. So yeah, that's the difference now. Wild. It's time, man. Woo-doo-doo. So Ultraman, we ain't fucking with time travel tonight, though, right? No time travel? Please tell me no time travel.
No time travel.
great.
Oy!
Oh.
Episode 49 is a little hazy.
I
It's
watched
kind of
Godzilla
like
versus King Ghidorah today. I can't handle time travel.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was really slow at work. Like I said, I brought my DVDs there. I left them there. One of them was Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. So yeah, I'll deal with it. I'll just pretend like there are no World War II era dinosaurs and take that, you dinosaur!
So you always decide which movies everybody watches, and
It was just
nobody
me,
like.
it was just me and the other manager. So and we're mad to we have similar tastes. So I kind of just
That's
go.
good.
I kind of just go. I have this, and he's just like, all right. And largely, I just pick things that are visually interesting, so that way we don't have to pay attention to the talky parts. That's why I usually pick like Godzilla or James Bond or Planet of the Apes or something like that.
Godzilla being a visual experience? Bullshit, I say.
Yeah.
Bro, grab you a copy of that Thor Ragnarok now that it's out. That's visually interesting as fuck.
we have already watched that at work before it was
There you go.
David style. So episode 8 of the original Ultraman series, Get It Out, Get It to 00. We have all done that already. We are gonna press play on that thing in 3, a 2, a 1, a play. So what's everybody's thoughts on this? This is obviously something that you guys have seen and I have not.
I
Yeah.
have dozens of times. Yeah.
It's
I found
been
this
a,
to be... Go
it's
ahead.
been a while, but I remember thinking that it was a really good episode.
Yeah, definitely quite a monster mash in this particular case.
Is there more than one monster?
Yep.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's interesting to me that the show is just called Ultraman, because if you go by the title sequence, it should be called Ultra Q colon Ultraman.
Ultraman and the other people at the Science Patrol. But that's not really. It's kind of a mouthful, so they just
still haven't figured
go
out.
with Ultraman.
I still haven't figured out how one can patrol science, but all right.
I feel like somebody.
Maybe
I feel like somebody should try. I feel like somebody
maybe-
should find out how to though, and then that would be like we live in a more idealized society.
Maybe patrolling science means that you prevent humanity from going too far with science.
You
There's
go around
all
preventing Jurassic Parks and stuff.
and Frankenstein's.
But
It's
they've
like,
got
halt!
fucking Dr. Serizawa working at their HQ making missile guns that can take down Kaiju. Like,
But you see, they're patrolling him. They're making sure he's not going too far.
They're fucking hovering around his house.
You're not making any atomic weaponry, are you?
Better not be.
Hey, there's Rodan.
Oh.
Fucking oxygen destroyers in there. You eye patch wearing fuck.
we have
I
a
don't
real
wear a
life.
high patch. You soon will.
Oh, we'll make sure you do. We'll take that fucker out and fucking make any oxygen destroyers.
We actually do have a science patrol in real life, and his name
Here's
is
the
Neil
thing.
deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, right on.
There's
He
that-
just,
you see
he
that
just
still-
needs the
there's a-
outfit.
We just saw. Oh, there's a list of monsters there. Before the final silhouette. That's like a popular monster in Japan, but he never appears in this TV series.
Oh, so where's he from? Ultra Q?
I think so. Yeah, he's got like a weird clam-shaped head with a snail-like eye stalks.
Is he the one that popped up as like an alien in Ultraman X? He was like at the base, like helping out and shit.
Oh, definitely not that guy.
Okay, similar design though, similar idea.
A
An
bit.
accident has occurred, guys. And they called the Science Patrol to like answer a accident. Like, hey guys, there was a boating mishap. Can you guys come patrol the science of the situation? Oh
do they
yeah,
not-
that's what we're here for. We'll bust out our rocket era jet right away.
Do they not have a Coast Guard or something?
No,
the
they
Science
just, they
Patrols-
just have the Science Patrol to solve
Because the
every
Science-
problem,
The Science Patrol solution to every problem is let's blow it up. So I don't know if you should call them to like a.
or to have Ultraman
shipping-
punch it. So I mean, do you want him to punch the victims? Just like, how dare you get in an accident? This is your punishment.
Honestly, that sounds like a great fucking.
You know what? That
episode.
sounds like it would probably work. Oh boy, right into it. Oh shit, there he is. They had a really big disagreement about who was in line first at the grocery store. Oh my god, he gouged out his pancreas.
I had
Weird
to
thing.
restart. I had to restart my video. So can you tell me where you guys are at?
All right, guys. Let's
Chandra and Red
No,
King
don't
fight.
pause it. Don't pause it because I don't want to do this again to our audience.
all right.
Red King is fighting the big bat-looking thing. He just got knocked down, and now he's kind of. Now the big bat-looking thing's coming. Oh, he just kicked him.
30.
Okay.
Yeah, I never
So
knew
where
the
did you get
Michelin
there's
Man
bl-
was.
Now
Such a
I'm,
good fighter.
I'm at
Blood on this episode.
339, 340, 341. Where are you at, Andres?
Ooh, this thing just keeps pausing every time I keeps pausing to load every time I move up. I'll just move ahead.
Okay. Let us know when it's like stable, and we'll tell you where we're at.
Okay. Okay, so Matt, I paused at 433, so just let me know when you're there.
Okay, that sounds good.
We're
Yeah,
at
we're watching
10 right
these
now.
things beat the hell out of each other. Oh, it just paused on me too. Damn. Oh, hang on, it looks still good.
Yeah, unfortunately, where this is a particular version of Kiss Asian that is not so reliable.
You mean the International Space
The
Satellite?
International
in
Space
Space,
Satellite is fucking with us, indeed.
Don't break the illusion.
The weird thing that there's blood and a wing being torn off in this episode.
You know what I
Because-
thought? I haven't seen a whole lot of this show, but what I have seen of it, what strikes me about it is even though like the actual quality of the suits and the effects isn't as good as like the Kaiju films of the time, the actual quality of the fighting is kind of better. Because they just go at each other so much harder.
Well, because Subaraya
Very
just got
true.
fucking cut loose.
Although I always thought that Tsuburaya was like against violence.
Yeah, he was. So it's
He
kind of
wasn't
weird.
really all about the blood. That's why Gamera had that trope, and then Godzilla stole it in the 70s. when Nakano
when
took
he
over.
when he was dead.
Yeah, they were like, let's fucking have Godzilla just fountain blood. It'll be great, and people will love it. And we did. We were like, oh, that's so wild. And fucking Sabraya was like, ooh.
Rolling in his grave.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just the businessman in him. How do you get people to stop going out to the movies and stay in and watch your TV show? Lots of fighting.
So did you guys ever reach what was it, 433?
Wait.
We're now at 550.
Yeah,
Oh, you never told me.
51.
I'm sorry, Andres. It passed by, and I mine paused, so I was trying to fix it.
All right. Try and move over to 507.
The audience will just they know we're watching Ultraman.
Okay.
I wonder why orange. I wonder why they chose orange. Orange is not a flattering color on anybody.
Yeah, but if
I
you
don't
get
think.
blood on it, it's not really a big
guess-
deal.
Because this was television, and so they wanted a bright color to stand out.
That too, I'm sure, was also a factor.
In their line of work, they should probably be wearing red shirts in case they bleed and brown pants for other reasons.
They look identical to this outside of the ties, which are a crucial component as well, I'm sure. They look identical to the Super X uniforms from Godzilla '84. So I wonder if in Godzilla, I wonder if in Godzilla '84 they were like, oh, the Science Patrol, but maybe not.
Yeah, the ties are actually like a terrible idea. They could get them caught in like machinery.
Or they're a terrible idea because they look dumb. That's what I was thinking.
I mean, from a safety perspective.
They're kind of classy though. Like you're out investigating a monster and you still have a tie because you're still trying to look academic.
Maybe they're trying to like emulate the look and feel of like a Japanese businessman.
Very hardcore. They're just like, we still have to maintain that air. That's what we're about, son.
What are we, men or monsters?
No, we're Japanese.
I always thought maybe they were just wearing like regular old just like dress shirts and ties, and then whenever they had to go out into the field, they just put like an orange vest on over it.
Those are some really tight pants, though. Their dicks are like they're like fucking scrunched into a ball.
But now we know that they actually do wear like a full like blue blazer, bright blue blazer and slacks that they actually zip off to reveal these jumpsuits.
I found a giant dildo inside. It's terrible. It must have been autoerotic asphyxiation. Let's say a monster did it though. So we'll have to fake the crime scene, obviously. Get rid of his gay lover.
Well, speaking of sexual beings, we meet our somewhat of a kaiju. What's it called? Sulfon, David?
Moving plant thing?
The subtitles refer to it as Salfon or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. The names for the monster, because these were provided by Chayo, so anything provided is very, very questionable at best.
So yeah, there's a lot of bulges going on. Lots of poor masks.
I think that they're little pins that they communicate with. They have to pull like a little antenna out of.
Because that's the
future.
peak of technology.
They knew exactly where they were going, man.
Like Star Trek was imagining a future where we can beam people to planets, and meanwhile Ultraman's just like, a little walkie-talkie on the lapel.
We can talk to each other if we try really hard.
We believe in ourselves.
If we physically and spiritually connect.
If we're
physically, I mean if we're in the same
compatible.
room. Yeah, exactly. Damn, they've got like flamethrower lasers. Like, it's crazy. It's basically just a flamethrower. They tried to chroma out the flame and just make it like a red beam. I don't know why. It looks really strange.
I mean, it just looks like an industrial strength hairdryer, though.
Yeah, but there's clearly flame coming out of it, though. Like, there's actual fire behind that girl's head. And Sabraya's like, it's fine! Deal with it! She's just fucking scared shitless.
Why is this the opening of Planet of the Apes all of a sudden?
Because if it wasn't, it would be bizarre. No, maybe Planet of the Apes stole it from this.
I always wonder why it was called the spider gun.
That is weird. It reminds me of
I guess because
son of
because it
Godzilla.
spreads.
I guess. Son of Godzilla,
Maybe
where they have to cut Kumanga's web with heat.
Maybe it came from the...
I don't think the party's here, man.
Maybe it came from the planet spider, Andres.
The party's
technology borrowed from them.
The party's moved elsewhere, man. There's no food, there's no alcohol.
My favorite fictional Japanese planet.
Hey, man, this is Hayata. There ain't no party here, man. Let's clear out. Let's get a six-pack and go home. I like his little gun, but I feel like the butt is bigger than the fucking front of it, which seems.
You know what they say about guns with big butts and small fronts.
What?
No, yo, I was gonna say. What do they say to you, Andres? What do the guns say to you?
They have big butts and small fronts.
Oh. Very imaginative of them.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a different monster, guys. Did you know that?
Look how many spikes are on that monster. Who designed this thing, Rob Liefeld?
When porcupines get too greedy. Because of how many monsters there are, it's hard to not be just like, oh wow, this is moving. Stuff is happening.
Mm-hmm. I forgot what show we were watching, but we kind of made a similar observation where, like, instead of trying to come up with any sort of, like, character growth or any sort of, like, subplots, it's just pure action all the time.
Yeah, like, they're just rescuing fucking people in the woods and running away from 3 different giant monsters. Like, this is great.
Yeah,
They have ties. It's amazing.
Sometimes that's all you need,
What's
man.
not to love? I feel like if they didn't have the ties, they wouldn't be able to stop the giant monsters. The ties really emphasize their abilities.
It's the equivalent of Samson's hair.
You know, Bill, I mentioned the Great Saiyaman from Dragon Ball earlier, and it just occurred to me that his helmet is not at all unlike the Science Patrol helmets. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if that was intentional, because Toriyama straight up borrowed, like, Ultra 7's head for Chi-Chi's helmet.
He always struck me as more of a Sentai thing, though. I mean, it's all kind of the same wheelhouse, sure. But he always struck me as more of a Sentai character.
Obviously, the Ginyu Force is Sentai.
Well, I think he's sort of a blend of, like, all of those Japanese superhero tropes, but also with some Western shit thrown in there, what with the cape and everything.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, because in the anime, they're making, like, a Great Saiyaman movie, which strikes me as more of, like, a, you know, Batman Forever or Superman movie type of deal, as opposed to, like, a Japanese thing.
Yeah, especially Vidal's helmet when she becomes Great Saiyaman 2, because Gohan's is a little bit more Kamen Rider-y, but Vidal's looks very much like these Science Patrol helmets, now that I think about it.
Well, they were patrolling science very much. Gohan was all like, fucking, hey, don't mess with my science.
Oh, and I just realized that when Gohan entered the tournament as Saiyaman, he was wearing like a turban around his head, much like the first televised Tokusatsu hero show. I think his name was Moonlight Mask, I think.
Did Haru Nakajima ever play a monster on this show? Did he play Jiris?
He played pretty much. He pretty much played a lot of the four-legged Baragon suit monsters.
Did he play this guy?
I think he played this guy because this is another Baragon suit, redesigned Baragon suit.
Oh, that's a lot. That's pretty obvious now that I'm looking at it.
He was also the choreographer for all the monster battles for the entire show.
So I know that there's, I know Japan, one issue is space for things. And what I want to know is, does Sabraya and Toei, do they just have, like, acres of fields and quarries that they just own or lease just to film all this stuff?
Actually, yeah. It's become pretty well known that there's, like, a particular, like, a wharf, a pier, and a canyon that Toei used for all of their sets.
What about Sabraya?
So much... Sabraya, I'm not sure, because for Ultraman...
This feels a little more like location shooting to me.
Very true, yeah. But I feel like for their main set pieces, they rely much more on sets than they do on field location on field locations.
Something not human, kill it!
That's the mentality of Ultraman.
Damn it, we failed to murder it. We have to try again.
Did Subaraya ever use his like Toho connections to be like, hey, can we like use that soundstage? Like,
yeah, he actually did. As a matter of fact.
Most likely early on, when Toho and Subaraya had a really good working relationship. But then once I can only assume that once Toho started noticing how much television was taken away from their own profits, they're probably like, oh shit, we should probably cut ties right now. We just created a monster for ourselves.
Right, but it was more after Sabraya died that they were like, well, fuck this.
Well, you notice,
you
notice the split. It starts in like the 70s when like the Japanese box office was at like the lowest, and Terror of Mechagodzilla just flopped.
Mm-hmm.
I
found an image of...
This is also notable for being the Pigmon episode.
Yeah. And I just found an image of the superhero with both the turban and the sunglasses that Gohan wore.
Why is Pigmon noteworthy?
He's something of a fan favorite.
Because he's seen as like the cute mascot type character.
And it's Guillermo del Toro's favorite kaiju. That and Bolton Sajin.
He's appeared in more Ultraman show since. The suit is actually
use Pigmon for fucking The Shape of Water. Fuck the creature from Black Lagoon.
The suit is actually recycled from Ultra Q. There was a giant monster that looked just like Pigmon, and they just. I don't know if it's the same suit, but it's definitely the same design.
Right.
It's the same suit, but different monster.
Have a similar deal?
No, not at all. I don't think so.
One was from space. One was from Albuquerque.
Pigmon's weird. He looks like a coral reef with skeleton hands. Like it's.
You know what? Don't judge him, man. He's just trying to live, and these people are trying to murder him. Just because he looks like a coral reef with hands, they're like, we have to kill it.
I'm not trying to body shame Pigmon. I'm just saying.
I feel like you're trying to justify these people's persecution of him for looking different.
I really don't understand.
Justify Japanese racism, man.
I really don't understand why he's like the cute mascot for the series either, because he's kind of terrifying. Like
maybe he's supposed to, maybe the Japanese see him as cute in that pug dog sort of way,
if
where
my
it's so
daughter
ugly that it
him
comes
home,
off as cute. Yeah,
I would disown her. Without a doubt, I would be like, listen, I'm not racist, but I ain't having it. I ain't having that shit.
Like aside from the very strange design, like just in the face, he looks like post-op Michael Jackson. Like this
motherfucker's walking around with balloons like he's a creepy fucking pedophile.
Yeah, I'm getting Pennywise vibes from this guy.
He's fucking he's carrying Japanese men around. Like this is not somebody I want to associate with.
This reminds me, I think I may have seen like a Pennywise. I think I may have seen like a Pennywise 2017 Pigmon crossover art.
I wouldn't doubt it at all.
Would fuck Pennywise up, without a doubt.
Either Juji.
Pennywise would be like,
found it.
He'd be terrified of Pigmon.
Oh, of course, Matt Frank drew this.
Pigmon would be like, oh my god.
Oh yeah. That is where I saw it.
Right.
Hey there, Ayana.
Here you go, guys. Pennywise Pigmon.
Whoever just did their Pennywise impression, that sounded more like Yoda. Read them, have you?
So well they float.
Yeah, why didn't Pennywise turn into fucking Yoda?
Unimaginative he is.
Luminous beings are we? Not this crude matter.
Because nobody's scared of Yoda. It would have been badass if he showed up as Darth Vader.
I'm terrified of Yoda. Yoda makes me cry in my sleep. Is that weird? No.
Yes.
Maybe.
You know what? I don't care. Look at him sticking his ass out. Like, what was up with that? You see that guy? He was all like, ooh.
There's this one little pink balloon, and I'm like, where did he get the balloon?
So Red King is another one of the many monsters who got a little piece of Godzilla's roar.
Yeah.
And that was pretty common, right?
And some King Kong.
I mean, listen, any audio files that they had laying around, they were like, we'll throw this in.
Sounds more like Gargantua.
Well, Gargantua's got their roars from... Wait, are you talking about Gaira or
Nah,
Sonda?
it sounds more like Gaira. It doesn't sound so much like Sonda. Sonda's got more Kong. Gaira doesn't really sound like Kong.
I think you mean Gaira, Bill.
Pardon me. So why does Pigmon have a balloon? Is it crucial to his
Didn't you see that they shot it at him so they can track him?
Oh.
Well,
Well,
Bill,
why not like a tracking device? Why a balloon?
I have.
How else is he going to drag?
Bill, that was the technology at the time.
How else is he going to drag Georgie into the sewers, Bill? I mean,
I feel like glorified tasers are not going to really work against this thing. I feel like they need an Ultraman.
yeah, Hayata should probably have just turned into Ultraman by now.
Man, they waited until the last 5 minutes. This is like the old Hulk show. It's like you're going to wait until the very end to see a glimpse of anything.
They do that all the time too. Like
I believe it.
It'll be 20 minutes of like, oh no, we can't beat this monster, and Hayata's like, fine, I'll
wake up the sociopath and be like, hey guy who murdered me and brought me back to life in a creepy deal that I really didn't have any choice in.
All right, listen, that was a traffic accident, first of all.
It was a glorified traffic accident, and then Ultraman was like, listen, so I murdered you, I'm sorry, it happens.
So if it's anybody's fault, it's Gamera's, because he was supposed to put an end to those traffic accidents.
Yeah, that's right, Gamera, you know what? You led to the creation of Ultraman. Gamera's like, fuck.
Is the video?
Oh my god, it's the Michelin Man. Oh no, it's
yeah, it's pausing for me. I just stopped caring.
We're pretty much in sync, I think, because it's pausing and going back, and it should be fine. And we haven't told the people.
If we're gonna experience this problem with the Ultraman Tiga, we could always watch an alternative one on YouTube.
Well, I've got the Ultraman Tiga video buffering already, and I turned down the quality to 360p. So hopefully that will prevent any issues.
Yeah, for whatever reason, when it comes to the this version of Kiss Asia, where we're watching Ultraman Episode 8, there is no option to reduce the quality.
Yeah, which is a problem.
Explode into a bunch of different colors.
Because this is Ultraman. In the 60s, everyone was doing so much drugs that if the drugs replaced their bodies with multicolored explosives.
Fascinating.
Why do you think the Power Rangers bleed sparks?
Oh my god, this screen has a dinosaur on it. We're now down to 3 minutes and still no Ultraman. Is he just not going to appear in this one?
He appears.
Are they just like, we don't need him in this time? Fuck him.
It's like he's following the code of Zordon. Only use your powers when necessary.
Never escalate a battle. But Zordon, what if they're threatening my parents? Fuck them. They're not.
Also, the fact
don't escalate it.
They're not.
Ultraman can only be on the Earth for 3 minutes.
You can kidnap their parents.
I really want to get into the head of the guy who designed this monster. Like there's the whole corn on the cob aesthetic, and then he's just got this like tiny head.
Tiny head. He looks like a Goomba from the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Kinda.
Maybe they were kind of going for a sauropod look with the long neck and the tiny head, but the thing is, it's not really a long neck. It's just like a very fat neck that shrinks as you go up.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he looks like a penis, right? Like
naturally, that was intentional.
Also,
clearly, he's trying to fuck over everybody.
What I always found weird with Red King in comparison to the rest of the other dinosaurian monsters is that generally most of their necks kind of curve forward, and the dinosaur's snout is more like protruding. Here, the structure of his head and neck feel very humanoid as opposed to saurian, like less serpentine, more like vertical.
Did they explain where Red King comes from?
Nope, just like the rest of the monsters here. They just exist as a species.
Yeah, I was going to say, there was zero... I mean, there's subtitles. There's zero attempt to justify anything. They're just like, we're trying to find these people in the woods. We found one guy. He looked like maybe he'd been molested. And then there's balloons.
I feel like the only time they ever explained it was in the first episode with Bimular, because it was like...
Well,
was an Ultraman like...
They explained Jiris.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Baltan come to Earth to con... So they explain it sometimes, but for the most part, it's like, oh, there's a big ant in the desert. We should go fight it.
It's like they just assume that Japan just constantly gets attacked by giant monsters for some reason.
Exactly. It's just a natural part of the Earth's ecosystem.
It's just part of life. Japan gets attacked by giant monsters, yeah.
I mean, that's always been my assumption.
I mean, Andres is constantly, like, warding off Baragons and shit, so, it's wild.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what's really funny is that they treat Red King and a lot of other monsters like a species, considering that we see another Red King later on in the show and in later shows that are in canon with this first series. Yet you never see, whenever a monster is considered a species, you never see multiple versions of that monster in the same shot, obviously because they only got one suit to work with.
Don't you see it sometimes with aliens, though? Weren't there two Dada on screen together in the...
I'm not sure. Maybe?
Or no, not Dada. What were those
Who
ones
are
from
they-
Ultra
who are they
7 who
mourning?
had...
They were mourning Pigmon because he got crushed to death by the rocks.
Fuck!
Yet somehow he comes
was
back
the
to
real,
life.
He was the real hero of the story, man.
That's why everybody loves Pigmon, Bill.
He sacrificed himself for us, man. We wouldn't
There,
be here
there's a
without
sitcom
Pigmon.
for you. Everybody loves Pigmon.
It's not a
Listen,
sit- That
man.
would not be a sitcom. That would be a fucking drama.
Listen, man, Pigmon, he
Pigmon
saved
would be in
every
the
one
hospital. You know what? Listen, I think that you guys are just being really disrespectful to Pigmon's memory right now.
of us. Pigmon,
And I feel like in order
he
to
saved
be,
every one of us.
and I feel like to be,
Hey man, Pigmon lives matter.
they do. And I feel like in order to respect that, we should move on to the next episode of Ultraman. Get it up and ready to go. What was it? Episode 49, Andres?
Episode 49.
Of Ultraman
Let's see
Tiga.
what. Yeah,
But,
I'm gonna see what the name of that title was.
But actually,
Wait,
I actually really liked that episode of 66 because it was largely monsters punching each other. They all looked good. The human action was good. There was nothing about that to criticize because it was all action.
Right, it
So-
was
so
never. It never felt like, and it was slowing down. It was just like constantly like throwing shit at you.
And there was nothing about the characters that felt unexplained because they just didn't even try. They were just like, this is the situation. You know what they're about.
Mm-hmm.
Punching and blazers and explosions, and it totally worked. And I feel like for a 20-minute kaiju show, like, you totally need that sometimes.
Is he a species? Is he a species as well, Andres? Are there multiple
Oh.
pigmen? Are there
I
pigmen running
think
around?
I want to say so. Like, I want to say that we have seen more Pigmons appear in this continuity. I want to say there was definitely a Pigmon in an episode of Ultraman Mebius.
Mm-hmm. And do they
Either
all
that
have?
or maybe, go ahead.
And do they all have balloons, or are balloons a common?
I want to
occurrence?
say maybe as a tribute to the original one. I'm not really sure, but maybe they did something just to make the next version of Pigmon be cute. But it's been a while since I've seen Mebius, and I think there was also an appearance in Max, but I've yet to finish Max, so I'm not sure if
So, he's like a Pokemon.
There were two episodes of Pigmon in Max.
okay.
So he's like a Pokemon. He just has a balloon because it's like, Jinx. It's like a species. Why does she have a dress?
No, I thought it was a tracker. Isn't that what one of you guys said? They put it on him as a tracker?
Right.
Yeah, the balloon.
But I mean, after this, moving forward, if the other pigmen have balloons, they're
Oh.
just because it's part of the fucking established.
They
aesthetic.
wear it as like a in memoriam. They're like, don't you remember what you did to our brother?
Maybe it's like the crows not talking in Doctor Who.
Exactly. They just don't want to. They just don't feel like it. But it reminds me of like old episodes of Batman TAS and Superman TAS back in the day, where they're like, this is just going to be a whole episode of Batman stopping Man-Bat, or fighting a guy on a giant zeppelin, or Superman fighting a big thing that lives on the moon, but might not actually be threatening. It just wants to survive. And it's just all action, and there really isn't any like core, personal, grounded human story. It's just kind of, these characters, the universe, look at how amazing and wide the spectacle is.
There's an episode of Samurai Jack where he gets captured by slavers and put into like a Thunderdome situation, and he just has to fight like a succession of crazy enemies, and he doesn't have his sword. It's
Hey,
kinda
that sounds
that.
like when Anders moved to Japan.
That actually happened
He
twice.
He definitely didn't have his sword then.
That actually happened to him twice, but the second time he was a chicken. It's a long story.
Wait, to Andres?
No, Samurai Jack. Yes,
So many people
Andres
becoming chickens.
Yes, Andres got turned into a chicken.
Because that's believable.
All right, so I think you've all had enough time to get it up the next episode and get it to 0-0.
I hope so.
Regardless of your activity, we're going to press play for Ultraman Tiga in 3, 2, 1, play. So this is the one with the da 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 da, like that intro, right?
Yeah.
This is the one that I saw like ads for in like the late
really
90s, early
CGI.
2000s, and kept thinking like, what's this Power Rangers knockoff? Because I was
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I saw Ultraman Tiga back when it was on 4Kids.
Fox Box.
No, the Fox. Oh, technically 4Kids took control of Fox Kids and thus turned it into the Fox Box before putting their branding even more all over it by then turning it into 4Kids TV.
You gotta love the models in this show. I mean, they just look like the toys, right? Like
It reminds me a lot of Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. Like I'm waiting for the Astro Omega to come out.
True. Yeah, they got the whole base
That's pretty
set up
cool,
and
with all
everything.
the water.
Yeah,
Why do they need all these vehicles if they have an Ultraman?
Because they cannot fully rely on Ultraman because they don't. It's not like they can manually call him up or
They
anything
don't
like
trust him 'cause
that.
he's blue.
Well, you got to
Yeah.
remember too. In most of these Ultraman continuities, the organization that Ultraman helps out pre-existed Ultraman.
Yeah.
And he can only be on the Earth for 3 minutes.
So they already
Oh,
had all this.
shit. That's
So they already
an
had all
interesting
of
time
this.
limit.
They already had all this tech that they use to fight monsters, and then a giant alien shows up, and it's basically Justice League. All of their efforts were useless because there was just one character who could just do it all on his own.
He just did like a total Jesus pose. He was like, "Ha!"
Okay. Oh, okay. We were just looking at the commercial break at that point.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
Yeah.
It's lasting a while too.
I'm kind of
Why is
surprised there has never been
Is that Odd Job?
Why is he in whiteface? He's
I
got the
don't
little
know.
but he's got the little curly things on the side of his head. So is that Jew face?
Here's the cops who's like, this guy looks shady. Hey, you.
Oh, he's supposed to be a clown or a mime or a street magician?
I guess so.
Why does he dress like Charlie Chaplin? I have so many questions.
What the
So this
fuck?
episode is very self-aware, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a very meta show.
I like how the organization in this show is called Guts.
This guy looks like he's gonna try last Ultraman.
Of course, anytime there's a Japanese person in these movies who dresses strangely and walks like a crab, they're usually a monster in disguise.
Or they're usually a molester. Just the same
We
thing.
should mention that this episode was made to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Ultraman.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys should definitely. So what year is this? This is 1996.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Oh yeah, 1996, 1966. Yep.
Did they get to do exactly what they wanted to do, or did they have another thing in mind?
I don't know. Wait, here we go.
In that getup, I just keep waiting for him to murder somebody with a quill pen.
Tiga was
You're
actually
always
super,
waiting for that,
super
I feel.
as
Yeah, you're right.
Alright, guys, my page crashed, so I'm gonna have to reload it. And
Okay.
you guys just tell me where you're at, and I'll try to get as close as I can.
Okay.
Oh my god, there is time travel in this, but why are they talking about the year 1965? Ultraman shouldn't even
In
be
the
on Earth.
year 1965, Invasion of Astro Monster came out, and it was okay. It was just fine with me.
Wait, this just got super meta.
What time zone are you guys in?
We were at 406, 407, 408, 409, 4010.
Hang on, ad block just fucked with my whole world.
I personally am in the central time zone. I don't know about these other people.
I don't know about these other people, whatever that means.
It means I don't know about them.
All right, time
So
now.
you're saying that the...
Give me-
so
give
he's,
me-
okay. 430, 431, 432, 433, 434, 435.
All right, I'm gonna go to 450.
Okay.
I'm
10,
okay.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Playbill.
Okay, it crapped out on me again, but I'm pretty close.
Okay.
They're all standing in a room going like, hey, I wish one of us was Ultraman. And they're like,
oh shit, they name dropped Godzilla!
This show is this just got so meta, you guys.
Yeah,
so
this is very meta.
So why did the alien travel back in time? Is he trying to kill Iju Tsuburaya? Is that what's happening?
He's trying to buy monsters.
Is that really the
plot?
plot?
Trying to buy?
Yeah.
This is so fucking insane. I mean, I'm really happy that it is that insane.
Why is the past in black and white?
Back in time! Oh, shit,
the original
there
series,
he is.
The original series wasn't even in black and white. Why is the past in black and white?
Because Ultra Q. I guess this is about
Ultra Q was in black and white. That's technically the first installment in the series.
That's true, but isn't this episode about Tiga meeting Ultraman? So why are they going to 1965 anyway? Yeah.
Anders, would you like to butt in?
Of what?
Of information. Why is it in black and white?
Well, obviously because it takes place in the past.
They're trying to make it look old, and also they're probably trying to obscure Suburaya's face so that way we can't go.
Oh,
that's not E.G. Suburaya, because it's not, because he's dead.
And they probably can't. Yeah, and it want to help them make it look like the past because this is obviously like some present day office that they want to make look 30 years older than it actually is.
E.G. Suburaya is the ultimate.
But they still look the same even now, don't they?
True.
But if they're in the wrong year...
They still use fax machines even 20 years after they became outdated.
But if they're in the wrong year, then how is Marty going to get his parents to go together to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance?
Also, let's just hope E.G. Suburaya doesn't try to fuck his mom. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's the monster we saw earlier on the intro for Ultraman 66.
Oh, yeah, okay. Do you think that this guy has to constantly reapply his makeup, or as part of his monster powers, it constantly stays on?
So I like that the Guts uniforms are much more tactical. However, I feel like they're running out of color combinations at this point.
It looks too Power Ranger-y to me, you know? Like, I know it's not, but...
It feels a little SPD, doesn't it?
I mean, that's what I feel. But then again, I'm coming off watching SPD when I was a kid. I didn't watch Ultraman when I was a kid. That looked like fucking Blue's Clues. That was a terrible effect.
I think
Ultraman Tiga was like one of the first shows alongside Gridman that tried using these sorts of effects, and yeah, these really don't age at all. These haven't aged well at all.
So this has got to be Ultra Q, right?
Yeah, right now they're filming Ultra Q first.
Yeah, you're right.
The whole point of this episode, is that the filmmakers struggling to make a better show, which leads to 66.
Oh, and so they see the two giant men beat the hell out of a monster, and they're like, "Oh my god, why didn't we think of that?"
Yes. Yo, you saw this episode already?
No,
that is exactly the plot.
I guessed it because I'm a smart boy.
So it's not Tiga meeting 66, it's Tiga inspiring 66?
No. 66. Ultraman 66 doesn't exist in this universe. Don't think too hard about it. This is Ultraman. Never think too hard about the continuity of Ultramen meeting each other.
I never think too hard at fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. I think just enough so I don't fall asleep.
But if they've gone back in the past and changed history, then why do people still remember Godzilla?
That's what I'm saying, man.
Oh shit! It's the big man.
Alright, listen, motherfuckers. It's all terrible. I hate it. I want you to do it again, but this time, really hurt each other.
They did a good job finding an actor who looks a lot like Tsuburaya.
He's not heavy enough, actually.
I mean, he's old and he's got the glasses, so...
He doesn't have...
the hats. Don't forget the hat.
He doesn't have that weight to him, you know, that like... And I'm not even saying that Tsuburaya was fat, but he was definitely stocky. This guy doesn't have that. Maybe I'm mischaracterizing him, but that's...
Are you saying...
Because he was actually pretty thin when he was old.
You're saying that he was a thick boy?
I'm saying he was a little bit of a thick boy, and this guy's not a thick boy. Who invited the fucking motorbiker in here? Oh no, the wind machine got turned up too high.
Did anybody ever see...
Oh boy, that's not Terminator 2.
Did anybody ever see E.G. Tsuburaya and Akira Kurosawa in the same room? Because I gotta tell you, when you look at pictures of the two, they're very similar looking.
I mean, the sunglasses don't help. But Akira Kurosawa, he was also, depending on which point in his life, he was at some points a bit of a thick boy.
It's a different kind of hat, and that's about the only difference.
Hey, hey, check it out. Apparently he's inspiring the look of the Science Patrol.
Hey man, you know what would be awesome if you had an orange tie? No, I don't think that would be awesome. No, it would be awesome, trust me.
What if we took this entire thing that you're wearing and just changed the color scheme to orange? I don't think that's a good idea. We're going to do it.
So listen, Ultraman, we're going to totally make all about you and not give you any royalties. Alright, I'm a being of light, man. I don't need money.
I feel like people's status on the set is defined by what kind of hat they're wearing, or lack thereof.
There's cigarette smoking, and it's crucial to the authenticity of the period.
Damn straight, smoking in a kids program. That's rare nowadays.
Surprise, like fucking monsters. I'm so done with them.
Wait, so did they give up on having the past be in black and white all of a sudden?
Yes.
Yeah. Just out of nowhere.
That's a cool shot.
Oh, they're doing an homage to that episode of Ultra 7. Remember, Dylan? The sunset?
Oh, yeah. Gotta love
the
that.
Town or
the entire Sunset City backdrop.
Oh my god! Next time we do one of these, we should watch the first episode of Ultra 7.
Yeah.
So many explosions.
That's a crucial requirement for doing these.
I'm telling you, man, that first episode of Ultra 7 would make Michael Bay cream his pants.
Alvin. Oh no!
You saw nothing.
He saw that jumpsuit and he was like, "I don't fuck with dudes in jumpsuit, man." Meanwhile, in the middle of a very smoking editing room, cancer is slowly fucking seething throughout the room.
Slowly.
So Ultraman 66 is going to show up and help Tiga fight the thingy, and then they're going to be like, "Hey, we're going to make a TV show out of that." Is that what the monster's
called in this one? The thingy?
Yes.
Yeah. Listen, so I love the word ultra. I hate the letter Q, so fix it. Can we not see your ass? Like, that would be great. Like, we really love to not see your ass.
Before you say anything, that is common.
I'd really like to see your ass, though. That's
The Japanese are way too comfortable with their bodies.
The Beatles
yes, they
is
are.
finally coming to Japan.
They're like, look, it's fine. We all have small dicks.
Oh, boy. He was totally submerged.
Is that Eiji Tsuburaya right there? I can't tell without the hat.
Yeah, that's Eiji Tsuburaya.
Yeah, that's him.
He's like, listen, I have cigarettes. That's the solution to all my problems. We good, homie.
I'm pretty sure at the end of his life, he's just stopped caring and smoked all he wanted.
It's okay. They're Japanese. They still live long anyways.
They're literally made out of stone.
I mean, I heard a story about somebody who was in the hospital dying of lung cancer, and they were like, "I want a cigarette," and the doctor was like, "You might as well." I mean,
yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like,
now that's a doctor right there.
If you have it that to the point where they're like, you're done. I guess.
Well, like we're like, sure, you want some coke? Like,
at that point, it's like, do you want heroin? Like,
you want to try everything while you're
meth?
still alive?
Like, dude,
that sounds fun.
Dude, I got some crocodile here. Like, I don't know.
You're dying anyway. Let's try everything. That sounds fun.
Now check this out. I got some good shit for you right here.
I made this crocodile smoothie.
See, I want you to smoke this rock.
It looks like a fucking like ring pop without the ring.
He got one of those Rolaids from Godzilla vs. Megalon. An Ultra Star.
Wait a minute. So it's Eiji Tsuburaya.
What are you doing hanging out with aliens? You know that they're shady motherfuckers who can't be trusted.
So he knows aliens in this universe? He just like he's.
Oh, apparently he's a Martian.
Well, then why didn't he have the idea to put an alien in the TV show?
Wait, are they really going with the idea that Eiji Tsuburaya is a Martian, or is that a joke?
I think it's a joke.
Thank God.
No, he's a joke because here he is.
Holy fuck, E.G. Sabraya meets Ultraman, and it's not a traffic accident. This is already dishonest to the original.
Why does this version of Ultraman have such a creepy voice?
Why is he so fucking ripped? But
Hi,
not in his
I'm
legs?
Ultraman. I'm from the Nebula M78, y'all. I came to save your planet from them there
Look at
monsters.
his pointy shoes. He's got these pointy tip shoes.
Well, they're not as pointy as the Exilians from Invasion of Astroster.
No, that's
Yeah, but he didn't have pointy shoes in the original. Bolton had pointy shoes.
The evil Ultraman had pointy shoes for some reason.
Here's an Ultra Star.
Man, look, I usually just pass shit off on people. I really don't want to handle it. So monsters will come, just deal with it.
Be lucky we didn't get in a traffic accident and start sharing a body. That would have been weird.
I've had to do that too often. My attorney says that if I do it again, I'm gonna have to get a summons. I'm already at a 5-body.
Why is it so warm?
Well, I had to store it somewhere that no one would find it. I've held this hunk of rock up my ass for 15 years.
The plot of this episode is so bizarre.
It's dense with thematic weight.
So this is not even the weirdest Tiga episode.
Mary Poppins gets her revenge on the Japanese people.
So this monster, Yanakagi, he is Yanakagi. He is obviously an homage to Bemular from the first episode of Ultraman.
Right.
Both being spiky dinosaurian monsters that are trapped in or that hide in the lake.
Who fucking left Gumby in the oven too long?
I honestly can't tell which design is weirder, his human form or alien.
Definitely
I'm gonna go with the human form because if you
Oh,
find that
oh,
outside
no.
your house, you'll
No.
freak out.
Oh no! Oh no!
No.
Don't. This is 1996. You can't do it yet.
They've been trying all kinds of crap, and I'm just like, guys, listen. I know, I understand, but come on. We have eyes. We can see it.
This was new technology back in the day, so they thought like any sort of computer work automatically looked cool because it's from a computer. Oh shit!
That was like Reptile from Mortal Kombat levels of bad. It is I, Diet Pepsi Man.
I do love when the monsters are able to roll on their shoulders.
You know, I never found out who was the voice for Tiga doing the grunts and screams.
Now you know. Did you meet up with the dude?
No, I don't know. I still don't. I want to find out because out of all the Ultraman, Tiga is my favorite when it comes to the grunts and the screams.
I like his like chest thing. It's a similar idea to like the thing that Ultra 7 had, but like just like less of it, you know.
True.
They're like armor.
He pulled out his price scanner, and he's transformed into Ultraman. I will scan the price of your justice.
You ever notice that a lot of the monsters do a lot of bitch slapping?
Well, they don't fight like real animals.
Is that Andres?
They don't bite. They don't go for the throat.
My feeling is that they're trying to like slash at you.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's what they're trying to
it's hard
convey.
to evoke because they're also not trying to damage the suits, you know?
There's only so many movements that the actor can make. It's one of the advantages of the brave new world of CG kaiju that we're living in now.
One day we can have a CGI and E.G. Sabraya Tarktile.
What?
Oh, he is an alien.
E.G. Serizawa just fucking did he's using the fucking spirit ball attack from Dragon Ball. See?
And he's using the red rock.
I don't know how to feel.
He's fucking Yamcha.
Yeah, but he's more effective than Yamcha though.
Oh shit!
My God.
I know that guy. It's Superman.
It's classic 80s Pepsi can man.
Oh, they even have the classic Ultraman theme. How reminisce.
So Ultraman, who spent the entirety of the original series with his chest blinking red because he was spending too much time outside of Hayata's body, can now just like restore Tiga's light, no prob.
Hey man, it's fine. He's got it covered. He's together, dude. You can't just...
the weird thing?
You know, they don't just let you call yourself Ultraman, you know. It's a process.
Like, we made it clear that every Ultraman shares the same name on their world, but the original Ultraman is the only one that's just called Ultraman.
Right. In my own headcanon, I always imagined it as every Ultraman afterwards just gave themselves the rank of Ultraman out of respect for the original dude.
Yeah,
so
clearly
66
not.
is the original?
It's clearly not every...
That's my headcanon.
It's clearly not every Ultraman...
outrank him.
But he's never called Ultraman Zaffi. He's just Zaffi, but Ultraman obviously went through a lot of shit on Earth, so I guess any Ultraman that comes to Earth specifically to do what this guy did, they name themselves after him.
Thank God the monsters always explode, otherwise it will be a really hectic cleanup job.
You get the fucking, like, Ultra Father and Ultra Mother or whatever, and the fucking Ultra King or whatever the fuck they're called, you know?
The Ultra Second Cousin, twice removed.
Yeah, that would be Taro. I don't know.
He's cross-eyed. I'm really happy we were able to blast the shit out of something together. It was really fun.
You really gotta love the grandiose and respectful way that they represent their own craft of pseudomation here, with these shitty cardboard models. Like, you'd think they would take time to, like, make it look good to try and make themselves look more impressive. Like, look at the shit we do.
I'm a little disappointed that this is just, like, an episode. You know, like, I feel like this should have been a little longer. They should have taken time to develop it, because the fight was kind of nothing.
It's always the problem with
Ultraman episode.
That's always the problem with doing an anniversary special, isn't it? Like, do you just do an episode that has, like, some callback shit in it, or do you, like, go more elaborate?
Yeah, like, this is not Day of the Doctor.
Like, recently, Ultraman has been trying to go more elaborate, especially if you look at the one of the more recent movies from 2009. What was it? Ultra Galaxy Legend, the movie. And that one just goes crazy all out with, like, 1 million Ultramen fighting 1 million monsters.
Is it good?
No.
No, it's very fan fiction-y, where it's like, then these monsters show up, and then the bad guy, he combines all the monsters together, and then I have my own original Ultraman character, and he's, like, super cool and could do everything possible, and he's super adored and respected.
It cuts into the original Ultraman.
By the way, he's me with a beta capsule.
Very fun.
I like that they had clips from 66 in the ending credits. That was a nice touch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Godzilla. Jiris, excuse me. So, I mean, even though I didn't like it as much as the 66 episode, it was still fun. Mm-hmm. I just feel like the era lacks the... It's kind of like what happens with Sentai. It's like after you get past a certain year, you're like, it just kind of lacks the same charm.
Yeah, but whereas the 90s were like the golden age of Sentai, in my opinion. This is kind of like a lesser than what had come before. I just don't think that it's... I think the problem is it hasn't aged as well because they were on the cusp of being able to do things with computers, and they didn't realize that maybe they should wait a while.
Well, also, everybody who had access to it just used it without any sense of how good it actually looked. You know, they were like, we can do it? Fuck it. I mean, look at Godzilla 2000 and Megaguirus. Like, fuck.
And you can look at a lot of American movies at the time as well, where they were
they're also doing the same thing.
I mean, yeah, but we also had like Jurassic Park and Terminator 2.
Sure, there are things in Jurassic Park 3 that don't look good though because there's just too much CG.
Did you say Jurassic Park 3?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to point out that the Velociraptors in the kitchen scene in the original actually don't look that great.
Yeah, there's that one shot where they kind of bite each other. It looks a little bit like a video game, but...
It's the daylight. Yeah, they look much better in darkness.
Mm-hmm. And the rest of that scene is mostly practical, so it really stands out.
Although the scene where the T-Rex comes out of the trees and eats the Gallimimus still looks fucking great, so they must have put a lot of time and effort into that one.
That was the first thing they did.
So,
All right. So that was Ultraman. That was really fun. Definitely provided a whole lot of fucking stuff for us to say and reasons for us to yell at each other, which is always good. That was really fun though. Did you guys walk away with any earth-shattering new revelations about Ultraman that my perspective granted?
Well, I walked away with the knowledge that E.G. Tsuburaya had superpowers. I never knew that before.
You know what? That's crucial. He was able to bend time and space and the wills of white boys like us.
Let's see. Well, I've always been aware of this episode, but unfortunately I never got around to seeing it, so this is my first time watching it, so I was really giddy with joy seeing all of the meta callbacks and references to Tsuburaya and the birth of his company.
So I'm the only one that actually saw this episode in its entirety.
Yes.
3 times.
Not anymore.
Do you like it a lot, Dave?
I mean, not this episode. Tiga has some other better episodes, and one really fucking weird episode that I always skip.
We'll have to watch that one then.
What's so crazy about the one that you skip? Is there fucking sex involved?
It might as well have, because if you feel high watching it, even though you haven't taken any drugs.
Did the episode touch you?
That's how weird it is.
David, would you like to show on an Ultraman doll where the episode touched you?
What?
Okay, we can never watch that episode, because if it made Dave feel high even though he hadn't had anything, imagine what it's going to do to Bill.
I'll be like, Ultraman's real, man.
I'm
Ultraman.
Bill, who is slowly every day turning more and more into Leon from that '70s show. It would destroy him.
Oh yeah, by the way, I found a recent image of Pigmon from Ultraman X, and he does have the balloon again.
Naturally, he needs it. It's a crucial component to his character.
Why is he tied up?
Kinky.
Because he's a goofball, and he probably gets himself into wacky situations.
Mm.
He kind of looks like the Pigmon from Ultraman Max.
I really like that.
It's probably the same suit.
I really like that he's like the cute mascot of the series. Meanwhile, he has this like horrified like expression on his face all the time. He just always looks like he's shrieking in pain.
The Pigmon from Ultraman, the American Ultraman, looks weirder,
creepier. Yeah.
Or like this, kind of like gives a molester vibe to it.
I got that sense. I got that sense from his original appearance.
Here you go. There's his American version.
Do you still find the original creepy, Bill?
They're all creepy. I mean, I have sentimental feelings for them all. But I mean,
the Ultraman Max version is not that. It's kind of cute.
What the fuck? I feel like they were trying to make this version cute and they just failed.
I feel like they're all like gonna corner me in a dark alley and steal my wallet.
It looks like somebody took the original Pigmon and photoshopped on the face of Howard the Duck.
Yeah, it looks very predatory. Like if Howard the Duck was going to eat my face. Well, all right, we'll definitely have to do this again. There's lots of more Ultraman to cover. Lots of more.
Next time I choose what we watch.
I would love that. Yeah, David, you can take us down some wild avenues. Not Balto, though. Only Ultraman. If you can find a crossover between Ultraman and Balto, that would be great. I'd love that.
What if I produce one?
If you can find an episode where Ultraman fights a giant Siberian husky and they stop the spread of a disease.
Well, what if Ultraman raises one? There you go. Get on it, Tsuburaya.
I feel like they've done that already. Like, there's even an episode of Ultraman Tiga where a dog goes into the body of a monster, and Ultraman Tiga adopts it as a pet.
Wild. It's like the episode of the Big O with the cat. Which makes
what you're telling me is it's a really weird show.
It's Ultraman. It's supposed to be weird.
Yeah, which is what I enjoy about it, because it's so unabashedly just... It's a little bit like the old Batman show. It just is what it is. You know?
Do we know, Bill?
Well, all right, guys, why don't we wrap it up? Call it a little bit of an early night. Like I said, we started late, and we did some Ultraman, so it was an ultra jam-packed episode despite the length. Who's got something they want to say before we wrap this monkey show up?
Let's see. You can be sure to follow the Primal Warrior Draco Azul Facebook page for any and all updates related to my character, Giant Robot character. Look forward to a second update video on D-Man 1954's channel, where you can get a sneak preview of some finished pages from the book, as well as certain announcements involving Draco Azul's appearances in other projects, including Kaiju vs. Cancer, which is almost ready. We have our first shirt featuring Dorugan fighting Atomic Rex ready and raring to go. We have James Biggie creating a wonderful logo for a series of logos for the project, and we have our Facebook page almost ready to go. So
Awesome.
Once again, you will know when it is ready for both the Facebook page of Kaiju vs. Cancer and future videos to go from certain big YouTubers such as Brendan Tenold and D-Man 1954, who will help us in promoting the Kaiju vs. Cancer project. For those who don't know, we are selling art. We gathered a bunch of kaiju artists and writers together and have all of our characters interact with each other in like a series of crossover art that we will sell as t-shirts and potentially posters, to then send all the proceeds to St. Jude's Children's Hospital Cancer Research Center, which we have their official backing from, their official support from.
So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that.
Mm-hmm. Also, you can look forward to a upcoming Kaiju video game that I'm officially now a part of, and that is Kaiju Daikasen, which is a game solely being made by Thailand artist Garayan. You may be familiar with his work on DeviantArt and Instagram. He's also the creator of his own indie Thailand kaiju comic Nagorayar, Against the Terror of the Moon, and you can look.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Nagorayar, yeah. At least when I look at his katakana that he uses for the Japanese version of his monster's name, it's Nagoraya. So there's no R at the end, but naturally with these kind of names, you would normally see an R or an L in places where there's an extended vowel.
Andres, when you bring Draco Azul to Japan, please call him Blue Dracula.
Too late. I've already gave him Draco Azuru.
Oh, Andres, you cut me deep. What's that going to do?
Actually, his name is Primaru Senshi Draco Azuru. So let's see. Anyways, I'm going to be working on the game in terms of the game's localization. Garayan, however his name is, apologies to him. But he will be making a rough translation of the game from his original Thai language to rough English, and then I will be taking his English writing and making it more natural, sounding more natural, and. I am definitely looking forward to that. Also, I'm working on another project that I'm an editor on, and that is a light novel being written by my animator, Crooked Lore. So Crooked Lore, he's in the process of making a book titled God's Wrath, Tournament of the Divine, which is kind of like G Gundam with a bunch of gods from different mythologies all fighting on Earth in an official tournament. And so I was hired. So I was hired to be the editor for this book as well. So those are two upcoming projects that I've been working diligently on, which is probably why you haven't seen a lot of content from me recently. So that's because I've just been, I've been trying to branch out and try to get my hands in as many projects as I can. And, at the end of the day, try to get my name out there on more projects to hopefully lead to bigger and better things along the way. So yeah, and if you want to check out more information on Daikaiju Daikasen, including a free demo of the game, go over to Garayan's two official Facebook pages. One is Garayan's Universe, and the other is Planet-G. So yeah, you can do that.
Have you linked that on the SOS Network homepage yet?
No, I have not.
You should definitely do that.
I did. I shared the official, the first concept art of Draco Azul in Daikaiju Daikasen, and I included a link to the demo.
So, as per usual, you should definitely like that page to get a pretty general overview of what we're all up to at the moment. And you can kind of get a nice little branch off to all the other links through that. Does anybody else have something they'd like to say?
Over on DFOS, Samurai Month is now in full effect. You can go listen to the last episode in which we finally popped Bill's Samurai Jack cherry and introduced him to the first 3 episodes of Samurai Jack.
Resheathe your sword. It's not what it sounds like. It was very sexual. No,
a lot of dick pics were exchanged.
Hey man, don't get fucking weird. It was all Aku-esque manifestations.
I mean, that has nothing to do with Samurai Jack. That's just typical. So you can join us next time. We'll be talking about the Wolverine, and then I'll be announcing the next thing we'll be reviewing after that, in which we are going to do a deep dive into some classic Japanese samurai cinema. So watch out for that.
David, would you like to swipe your sword at anything?
I am trying to rebuild my Gorzard brands after it got taken down again. Although this time not for a different reason.
You're in-gen after Jurassic Park fails for the 3rd time. I was like, maybe you guys should just think about it, maybe not.
Yeah, aren't you in a constant state of trying to rebuild your brand?
I mean,
quote unquote.
It was a weird, but this time it was weird. I mean, I already told you guys, right?
It's always a little weird.
No,
yeah,
before,
you
because
got hit by algorithm.
Before it was because I uploaded something that was copyright infringement. So next time, I'm not going to upload that again. But this time it's weird because I switched ownerships. I switched emails to a different ownership. So so that the brand accounts, I guess that's what they call them, are disassociated from the original account. Somehow, it was still associated with the original account that got terminated.
They must know it's still you.
Yeah, but there's still a silver lining behind it. I had an account that was untouched for 5 years, both by me and YouTube and Samurai, so I used that as a piggyback. Get back my subscribers.
Piggyback rides are the way to solve YouTube, man.
Yeah, and I'm also going to piggyback
it.
for success.
That's also the way to do it. That's the way YouTube fucking prospers, man. Oh, Dylan was about to end. Oh, and he goes BRB.
I mean, we could keep this going.
We were literally wrapping up.
Daylight savings time. Well, not to Andres because he doesn't live here in America anymore.
Fuck it.
What's Bill?
He doesn't get to say his goodbye. He lost his right. Dylan McCandless may or may not have been here, but regardless, I was Bill Worcester, aka Zazubaar. I guess while he's gone, we should announce what we're gonna do on the show next week, or in 2 weeks. So we're gonna go do some more cryptid stuff. There was some Bigfoot stuff that we're not gonna do commentaries any more shows. It's gonna all be games.
Games?
Yeah, well, we didn't even play the Bigfoot thing that we meant to do last time. So I think we'll bring Brayton on, and we'll do that, and then we'll do some alien abduction stuff
Brayton?
As well.
You mean Canadian characters?
No, I mean the other Brayton that we hang out with.
Can we bring Canadian
so I think that's what we're going to do if we can arrange it with Brayton and make it all work. And then Dylan, since you're now back, I was just talking about what we're going to do next time on the show.
With Canadian Garrett Edwards?
If you'd be willing to help me out making some alien abduction-themed questions, we'll be able to get one of our good old cryptid things going on. So, that's the plan. If it changes, you'll find out when you listen to it, as we always do as well. So, until then, I am Bill Worcester, a.k.a. Zazubaar.
I'm Gorzard, and I have nothing prepared.
I'm Super DM64.
And I'm Andres Perez, a.k.a. Kaiju Noir. And ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly the way it's been.
Just finished dipping my pH balance meter in the water, and I can assure you that the science is sound.
I remember when I used to do that. Then I moved to Japan.
And you're like, God damn it, there's piss in here! But I'm not surprised.